Hey people, welcome to the channel and checking out the Star Citizen Live Q&A Alpha 3.23 and beyond. So a few things off the bat. Yes, you will be getting 3.23 like right now, probably next few hours at the most, especially because they did confirm that which we were pretty suspicious, which is there will be a wipe. And yes, there will be a full wipe. You will be losing money. You will be losing ships. And before you think I'm wrong, let's actually listen what he said and what he actually meant.
So all of that tees up the question that has, frankly, has dominated the chat since we first started talking about this 5 minutes ago now. Will there be a wipe in 3.23?
Yes, so we're going to look to wipe Alpha UEC and rentals, I believe. And that's purely because if we don't, all of the analytics that we get back from people playing the game.
He said rentals, right? So first of all, yes, money, all of that money you were grinding these last couple weeks, thinking that, yeah, they're not going to wipe the money, are they? If they wipe, they just wipe the ships? No, they're wiping the money. And they don't say any of that because if they say it, you stop playing. If they had said what they knew all along, this isn't something that they decide in the last minute. It's a $500 million company. They're not deciding in the last week if they do something or not. They just don't share it with you because if not, you stop playing. If they say stop salvaging right now, there's no point in it anymore because you will be losing all of the Alpha UEC in 3.23. You stop playing. So it's maybe a month or 2 months that you're not even playing because they let you know ahead of time. So they just don't do this. They do this all the time. They wait until the last second to confirm or not a wipe, and usually there is a wipe. In fact, there's multiple wipes all the time, as you probably know already. But a lot of people thought that simply because they had not confirmed the wipe for 3.23, as they have confirmed it for 4.0, which is kind of understandable that 4.0 will be like Pyro and it's going to be a much bigger deal. When that will ever be, we don't even know. But that was confirmed. And since they had not confirmed why for 3.23, well, there it goes. Now, he did say Alpha UC, and then he said rentals, which a lot of people are confused. I'm not confused at all. He simply got confused and said something he did not mean. And there's probably a lot of this regarding how within the company they consider what you buy with Alpha UEC as almost like on the level of rental. So it's one of those things that he said something he was thinking about, but there's no point in wiping rentals because rentals wipe themselves on their own, right? They just go away on their own. So wiping Alpha UEC and rentals, he actually means this is, I'm 99% sure this is exactly what he means. He means money and ships, Alpha UEC ships, the ships you buy in game, not just the rentals. It would be completely, no one thinks about, oh, are we wiping rentals? No, you either wipe ships or you don't. And as always, it's the Alpha UEC ships, not the ones you pay with real money, of course.
Game are going to be basically false reports because people are going to be using all of their banked cash, and it'll just be like, oh, people are just buying all of these now more expensive items, for example, and that then tells us like, oh, do we need to make these more expensive? No.
So he's explaining that they're going to be wiping your money and they're going to be wiping your ships, your Alpha UEC ships, not the rentals, which he actually said, because that's, if not, they're going to be getting false data. False data on what exactly? The way in which the economy works. Are you going to be... So he explains that they need to wipe the money and the rentals is just to not have false information. Listen to it again. It makes perfect sense.
All that tees up, started talking about this 5 minutes ago now. Will there be a wipe in 3.23?
Yes, so we're going to look to wipe Alpha UEC and rentals, I believe. And that's purely because if we don't, all of the analytics that we get back from people playing the game are going to be basically false reports because people are going to be using all of their banked cash, and it'll just be like, oh, people are just buying all of these.
So they're wiping the money because if not, you will use all of that money that a lot of people have thanks to salvaging so as to buy the ships easily again, right? But why would you even be buying the ships yet again if you already have them? You get what I mean? they're obviously going to wipe the Alpha UEC ships. It's not just the rentals, which miscommunicated, got confused because of the live stream or whatever. The point is this, guys. Is there a real need? No, of course not. Trying the economy of what? Of an alpha video game that you're constantly changing? That is just the excuse. The real reason why they do that is because if we raise prices, if we make it harder for you to earn money in game, and we wipe all of the money you already have, yes, and all of that happens precisely in the moment of Invictus ship sales, you're going to be selling a lot more ships. They always do the same damn thing all the time. And they always pretend there's some other motive, other reasons. It's never about the ship sales. It just happens to be a coincidence that just when you lose everything, you can recover it with real money. Just when you lose all of that which you had played for, but we're going to be trying this new economy, Quanta. All of this bullshit basically comes down to we erase everything, and you are inclined, and you're more likely to say, fuck it, I'll just spend a few more bucks and get back my whatever ship you like flying, or whatever thing you're missing. It is really just...
Now more expensive items, for example, and that then tells us like, oh, do we need to make these more expensive? No, not really. It's just that people are using giant cash reserves that they've been keeping for a long time.
We have to make these more expensive? More expensive for what? What kind of dynamic? What kind of economy? What is all of this, the economy of the game bullshit? There's no economy here. There's none of that. It doesn't exist. And the idea, it's laughable that they actually showed a guy that they may have hired for a couple days, I guess. I don't think the guy's going to be but they hired a guy just to be shown in one of the videos. We have an economist. The economist told us to raise the ship prices. No, it is fucking marketing and sales that decided to raise prices because you're going to be making more sales with real money. That's the only reason why. No, we're trying the economy. There's no fucking economy. You've been lying about the Star Citizen economy for years. It was supposed to be Quanta. It was supposed to be that armor and weapons had different prices depending on what you bought and what you're selling, and you could have like guns that were in a worn condition, and those would be worth less than the newer ones, and you could fix them. All of the copium and hyping and bullshitting and lying simply to have something to confuse you or fill up the void of not having more real content, which is what I'm constantly asking for here. No, there's none of that. There's no economy, and the ship prices going up simply so as to encourage you to spend real money and buy ships. And talking about that, we have the already seen video of the Polaris. Let's actually go check that out. Since we're already here, why the hell not? Let's go check out Polaris. So yeah, it's here. Let's go see that. Yeah, there it is. So Invictus launch week. God damn it. May 17th. This is how you play Star Citizen. No, it's not. None of the... It's super interesting how nothing that you see here actually happens in the game. You're never like, oh, look at... the apart. Delivering boxes. It's like, you're not just putting a box in a machine. No, you're just delivering it, and everyone is cheerful because you saved their village. Yeah, part something bigger. So there's a Polaris. How much is this? $700? Okay. And this is the moment in which you decide. Do you want to see more of this? Meaning more of the lying and nothingness and fucking around and dicking around with the same mechanic, changing mining a little bit, changing cargo a little bit, moving a box here or there, changing how you fly a ship, changing how you land the ship, changing how you fix the ship. All of this not actual real content for you to play, wasting time. We now have EVA, and you now fly in this different... All of this bullshit that means keep on doing what you're doing, guys, because people are still giving you money as a reward, or you say, wait a fucking minute. I'm not giving you a damn cent until I see something worth paying for. Until I see new real content. Until I see a moon, a planet, a city, a new system. I mean, fucking No Man's Sky drops these like turds all the time. Is it really too much to ask to have one more system? Oh, Pyro. Yeah, okay. Still waiting on that. But that's what we actually need in terms of more for us to enjoy and not just give away money like idiots and not get anything in return. I think that's fair. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect more new content to be played for the favor of giving you hundreds or even thousands of dollars to invest in what? On even more ship sales? No, dear. You have to actually give us something to play. So yeah, this is gonna be in ArcCorp. Invictus is gonna be in ArcCorp, I guess. The F-7-2, whatever it is. Oh, we have the medical. We have the medical vehicle there. What's it? Ursa Medical? There it is. So yeah, you're gonna be buying that, and are we gonna buy that and solo it, or are you gonna spend $700 on a ship you cannot even fly on your own? Oh right, it has torpedoes. Yeah, damn sure it has. Otherwise, you know, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. The ships are cool. We have to say that as well. All of these ships are extremely cool. I get it. I mean, that's why I'm even here. That's why you are here. It's the reason why we're all here at all. If not, what would be the point? So I'm not saying they're not. They are pretty damn awesome. They are great. But the thing is, what are we doing with them, right? This is like, oh, you bought yourself a Lamborghini. Great. Can I take it for a ride? Yeah, sure. In the parking lot. Yeah, can I go somewhere else with my new fucking Ferrari or Lamborghini? Nope, parking lot. Driving in the parking lot, that's all you can do. How many new ships, how many new cars can you buy and still drive them in the parking lot where you've been stuck for years? How many new ships are you supposed to buy and still deliver boxes with it? Go bounty hunting? No exploration. All of these ships, the larger ships, are mostly intended for exploration, which is nowhere. There's nothing for you to explore. It's dead. There's no exploration whatsoever. It's 4 planets, been there for years, nothing new, thus nothing to explore. So all of these things would make perfect sense if you actually can go further away. Empty planets, yeah, the universe is usually quite empty. Are some dumbasses going to be throwing a fit because, oh, it's empty? Well, maybe, but personally, I wouldn't. I don't have a problem with having empty planets. That's how most planets and moons are. So if you're doing something realistic, that's how it's supposed to be. But we don't have that because it's too much to ask. In the same way, we don't have a working, anything. So much talk about 323. Oh, the better user interface. You can now seamlessly buy stuff in the game. No, you cannot. The same things that have been broken for years are still broken with this new user interface in which you were supposedly just seamlessly buying stuff. No, still broken, still not fixed. So it's, as I always say, it's a lot of hyping and talking and marketing and very little actual, real content being delivered. I don't expect anything less at this point until people start changing their habits. Until people say, I love this. This is all great, but you need to do more. If not, you're not getting my money. We'll see. It's obviously the case that they keep on doing the same thing because it works and people still give them money. I honestly don't know how much more you can do that. Maybe you can keep on doing this for 2, 3, 5 more years. I mean, also, let me make something perfectly clear. There will be an end. Everything ends eventually. All companies, especially with video game companies, everything has a beginning and then it has an end. The best, largest, most awesome video game companies have had that cycle. And some of them have been more durable than others. But believe me, there will be a day in which sold to someone else, to some other company, someone acquires it, merges, or damn goes to hell and they liquidate everything, and then you're stuck looking at not even having JPEGs. So be very careful about how much money you spend on what you're spending in. If it's here, probably not a great idea. At the end of the day, you do whatever you want to do. You know, that's always how capitalism works, and capitalism is awesome. A lot better than commie crap that I'm so much against. But be responsible, and don't let the marketing, don't let the hype, which they are excellent at, and they have a right to do that. I mean, there's companies that are a lot worse than CIG. There's companies that will affect your health. They will pump you with drugs that you don't need or give you poison food, right? And, you know, fast food companies, they don't give a rat's ass about your health or your well-being. And they're still perfectly legal. You have the right to decide as a grown-ass adult if you buy it or not. This is the same thing. What is in your best interest? What is in the best interest of the company? Selling you $30,000 worth of spaceships in a video game? Great. You decide what is okay for you. Each person's economy is completely different. Someone can easily afford to drop 30K or 10 or 100 or $1 million in a fucking watch. You see people do that. But be responsible, okay? And besides the fact of you being responsible, also think about it in terms of, do you actually want to see the game? Well, ironically enough, if you want to see more game progression, if you want to see more new real content added, you need to make that clear that continuing with a path of not doing it does not get the reward. So even if you have $1 trillion in your bank account, if you honestly want to see more new content added, you probably should not be buying ships. In spite of you having the money for it and being super tempted to do so, that's what you really do if you want to see the game progress. Because this is one of those points of conflict between the company making money and you having something to play. Think about it for a second and just make up your mind. See you next time. Take care.